In this video, we're going to discuss the pronunciation of alpha. So if you remember from last video, oops, let's make that nicer, alpha. So alpha is the first letter of the Greek alphabet, and it is pronounced as A. So depending on what part of the English-speaking world you're from, you will pronounce the letter A in English, A, differently. And depending on what word it's in, it will be pronounced differently. If we just look at two very common ones in North America, two common pronunciations, we have A and A. So, A and A. The alpha is neither of those two. If we just look at the A, which let me just transliterate A as this, or let me do this, A. So A, what you're doing with your mouth when you make the A sound is you're opening your mouth and you're putting the hollows of your cheeks close together. Ah. But with alpha, you want to do the opposite. So what you're going to do with your cheeks is you're going to, let's say this is the opening of your mouth. Oops, let's say this is the opening of your mouth. With ah, you are putting the hollows of your cheeks inward. With alpha, though, you want to do the opposite. You want to put your cheeks outwards as if you were smiling. Ah, ah, not ah, ah. So if I were to make a continuous drone of this sound, it would be ah. Now if I transition slowly from this to this, or more concretely, from this to this, I'll get ah. And the sound that I made at the end, ah, even though it sounds really guttural and strange right now, if I just do it quickly, ah, that is the sound of alpha. Alpha. It's not alpha, and it's definitely not alpha. It's alpha.